When it comes to home decor, let's face it, sometimes there are trends that go in and out, and sometimes there are things that were never really that in style, but we just can't help indulging in them. So today I wanted to chat with you guys about some of my decorating guilty pleasures, the things that I know I shouldn't really be decorating with, but I still do because I love them and I can't help myself. These are things that maybe have come into style and aren't in style anymore, or these are things that designers a lot of times will tell you not to do in your home, and I just still do them. So I wanted to share those things with you. I thought it'd be really fun, and I cannot wait to hear about the guilty pleasures in your home decorating as well. So I hope that you're gonna love the video. Give it a big thumbs up and hit subscribe if you haven't already, because we're about to hit 350,000 subscribers. I'm telling you, it's less than 1,000 people. So if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button because it's gonna help grow the channel. And all it means is that when you come to YouTube, you'll find us over in your subscriptions. So it's super easy to see when a new video goes live, and it's just wonderful. I love it. I love being subscribed to all my favorite YouTubers, and I hope you'll love being subscribed to us. So, all right, let's jump into the guilty pleasures. All right, one of my first ones. I have been thinking so much about like my holiday decor, and I've been thinking a lot about what I do and do not do. And there is one thing that I still do, and that is put up wreaths. For a long time, I haven't been putting them up for other holidays, and it's always been one of my guilty pleasures for the front door, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to putting up wreaths. I just really like them. So I understand that in a lot of places, because we lived around the world and a lot of you come from other places, putting a wreath on the front door is not necessarily something that everybody does. But here in the US, especially down in the South, it's something that's kind of pride of place. Like everybody loves to put wreaths on the front door. A lot of times I'll say don't use wreaths on this channel because they can sit out in the sun and they've got fake flowers and they fade and they look really tired, and it's really not an inviting way to, come into your own home, let alone your guests. But I think you can even take the form of them, even if you've got an old one, and add some beautiful fresh foliage to them. You can do dried as well. There's a lot of great ways to create beautiful wreaths. So I'm gonna be doing that even beyond just the holidays, because I know a lot of people do them for the holidays, but I think it can be really nice. I was eyeing all of the wreaths over at Williams-Sonoma, and I'm like, these are beautiful. Even the live ones would dry really well. And of course, the holiday ones are absolutely gorgeous, but I'm gonna go back to using wreaths more, and I'm definitely gonna be putting them up for the holidays. I just think that they're just really beautiful and elegant and cozy, and they give you just that extra little something on the porch. So even though it's not necessarily the most popular thing in a lot of places, and I'm definitely avoiding some that look really tired, I'm still gonna be using wreaths. Another thing that I still use, even though most designers are like, ew, faux greenery, ew, no, I would never. I've watched so many interviews, read so many books over the years, and designers are just so hard on faux greenery, and I still use it. I still use it. I love dried, of course. I think that some dry grasses can be really beautiful. I have a thing for the moss. I mean, I should probably have an intervention. I use so much moss in my house, the dried moss and the moss balls. I really like those, but realistically, I do still use a lot of faux greenery. I use it all throughout the years, you guys, all throughout the year. So you guys have seen me using fall foliage. A-floral is literally like my favorite place. I would say out of all the places that I really find the best stuff, A-floral and Pottery Barn are the two places that I just really like their faux greenery. I think it's the most realistic out of everything that is online, and I love the fall greenery, and the foliage. I love summers with eucalyptus and the olive trees. I think once you hit winter months, it's just heaven, right? The winter months are just heaven, using all the faux greenery for your swags on the stairs and on the fireplaces, adding extra wreaths around the house. And I use that like crazy. And then of course, let's not forget spring. Oh, the magnolias and the cherry blossoms. The cherry blossoms this year were just insane. So I used to be extremely opposed to faux greenery, and I never used it in my house or in my clients, but I've changed because I think it can be really nice to be able to include some of that in your home. I suggest adding a variety, sometimes mixing in something that's dried like the moss or the pampas grass, and then maybe some real also mixed in every now and then. I don't think you have to be exclusive to one thing. I think it's nice to have a bouquet of flowers every now and then, don't you? I don't know. You guys can let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Some people are just still going to always be opposed to faux greenery, and then others are just like, I take it as it comes. I'm looking for the best quality, and if it's really nice quality and it doesn't look like cheap plastic, I'm gonna use it. Let me know where you lie on that one. Oh, this is a big one. This is a really big one, okay? This is one that I don't care what designer you watch, they always talk about this one. Always, especially the higher end interior designers. The no-no that has been talked about for years is the TV. Oh, bum, bum, bum. So many designers have been adamantly opposed to the TV being out. They love to show their clever hacks for hiding it. I get it. The TVs of yesteryears were huge. They were humongous and they were ugly, okay? And even not even recent, even recent years, they've been pretty bad. Trying to cover them up and do all these creative things to make them disappear, that can be really exhausting. So I think that the newer ones, the Samsung Frame TV, you guys know, I mean, I don't shut up about it. I've got one in like every room. I love them. I think it's a great way to put the TV out in plain sight, but it looks really pretty. I also just did a recent design. I actually shared that over on Amazon Live. If you're not following over there, you seriously need to be following me on Amazon Live because we do room makeovers there, and I share the products from Amazon that will help create the design. But the family had a TV over the fireplace, and we hid it in plain sight by just having that fireplace black and having the TV black. So, oh, and Samsung also came out with one that's got the little tripod. I'm like, that I like. So there are a lot of solutions nowadays, and I personally it's a guilty pleasure for me is to have a TV. Another no-no that really comes from you guys, which so many people are like, what are you thinking, woman? And that is the white/light rug. I have kind of an obsession. I really like the lighter rugs. I said in a recent video that I didn't like darker rugs, and then afterwards I was like, well, I do like Persian rugs, especially in darker colors. Those can be really pretty, and I can't remember if I said that in the video or not. But generally, I just lean towards lighter rugs. I think they lighten and brighten the room, but most people live in terror of a lighter rug. So I've told you guys a million times, my go-to is the little green machine from Bizzle that helps us clean our rugs. I think it's amazing, and I'm able to keep my white rugs very clean. Even the stairs up even the carpet up the stairs in our house is white. So I'm a fan. I like it. I think it lightens the home. People are just generally just terrified and horrified of all the mess that can get on those, but I still think it's worth it. I still think that it just looks really nice, and so it's not the most popular thing. It's something I should probably avoid, but I don't. Finally, we have one that I know for certain is quite unpopular amongst many designers. Now, before I say this, if you live in a historical home, most designers will want to try to preserve as much of the historical details as possible. But if you live in just an average, just suburban home, whatever, like most people don't give a care at all about keeping original details. I am a little bit opposite of that. I try to keep as much as possible. I kind of err on the opposite side. So I like some of the traditional elements. I've kept my fireplace. I just like it. Should I have taken it out? Does every one of my designer friends that comes over ask me why I didn't rip that thing out? Yes. And what do I tell them? I just like it. That's why I kept it. Same with the spindles with our stairs. I just couldn't find anything that I liked better or that I could afford. because I really like the ironwork. It's really simple and modern. I really like that. But especially when I was doing the house in the beginning, I couldn't even consider anything that costly. So for me, just painting out the stairs was the best option for me. But I have to admit as well that I have been quite adamant about keeping as much of the original, but that part of me has changed a little bit. I will be keeping a lot of the original design in the home, but I am starting to think maybe there's some things I should have changed. Like, I think actually I should have just opened up the wall from the living room to the kitchen here. Oh, the kitchen I could have designed if I had done that. I just didn't do it. I wanted to keep the house as close to the original, and I was kind of stubborn about it. So I'm just telling you that there's give and take on all of these. I think you have to decide what aspects of the house you want to keep. Unless you're going to start changing all of the architecture of your house, it can be quite difficult to only change out like just the windows, but not the trim, or just the stairs and nothing else. Like, you start to have a lot of decisions that start to really play off of each other. And I was like, I can't rip off all the door frames, all the trim work, all the windows, all the doors. Baseboards have to go. The staircase has to go. Like, it becomes very involved when you start ripping all that stuff off. So you have to kind of play a balance and decide, how much of this am I going to keep? And am I gonna have enough of one new style to make it feel like it was blended, or am I just gonna have like one random thing like popped in here? I think it's a fun thing to think about. It's definitely something that we are thinking about, and I still just keep a lot of the original architecture. You're not seeing the roof popping off of a lot of my homes like you might see on HGTV, which we all love. It's so fun. Oh my gosh, they're taking the roof off. But you're like, oh my gosh, they're taking the roof off. When you're watching someone else's roof come off, it feels a lot different than it's yours. So I think it's still okay to keep some of the original details and find the balance of keeping the home that you fell in love with, or maybe you just hate everything about the house and then you need to get rid of everything. But a lot of times we can save a lot, and that's something that I've done. So I am very excited to hear if any of these have struck a chord with you. Let me know if there are any on your list, your guilty pleasures. Maybe you've watched our videos and you're like, I keep the sailboats in my room. I have a theme. I have the word pantry over the door to my pantry, or laundry in my laundry room. Maybe you have a pillow with the word home across it. We are all allowed to have our guilty pleasures with decorating. They are the little things that give our homes that little spark of personality that's all our own. And I would love to know what your decorating guilty pleasures are. Let me know down in the comments. It's going to be a really fun discussion. I cannot wait to hear what you have to say. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't already, because we've got an amazing community, one that I am honored beyond words to be a part of. There isn't a day that goes by that I do not just literally sit and marvel at what an amazing community we have here. It's amazing. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of it. Love you guys so much. See you in the next one. Bye.